started with ideas 6 years ago, the purpose was to have a program that attracts both vascular surgeon and interventional radiologists. This has evolved as the technique have evolved. So now we are at a point where we discuss really advanced techniques, where we really discuss very special cases, cases that went fantastically well, and problems that occurred and that we had to solve. Sometimes we were not able to solve them. So it's about all the modern advanced endovascular techniques in aortic surgery. And I hope with the two communities of both vascular surgeons and interventional radiologists, we can discuss those techniques in full openness as we need to cooperate together.
So today we'll get a very nice session about liver venous deprivation. It's a new technique of preparation to surgery. It's a very active field of research. There is a lot of pros and cons, and we'll cover, I would say, the whole spectrum of the questions that we have about this new technique. How to select patients based on volumetry, what's happening with those patients, are we always successful, which technique should be used, and most of all, it's a technique to prepare to surgery. Does it work? Does it harm? Does it have more complications? And my part will be to cover the function of the liver, how to evaluate the function, and should we change our mind, move from volumetry to liver function assessment. And I expect a very lively debate with a lot of pros and cons.
Today we will focus on the treatment of colorectal metastatic disease in the liver. In my lecture I will focus on the importance of thermal ablation. It's very important to synchronize the treatment with chemo, with surgery and with other treatments, so the patient can benefit more and more and more. And we know now that survival depends on it.
In today's session on complex biliary intervention, we will start with a presentation on cone beam CT and the advantage of using this technique in daily practice. Then there will also be a session on special instruments that you might use for complex biliary interventions, and there will also be a talk on postoperative biliary complication and the management of these complications. And I will illustrate the biliary stenting procedure with some very interesting cases. I will start with the clinical condition of the patient and show you the imaging, and then finally how I stented those patients.
In today's session about pelvic venous pain, we're going to learn about the broader clinical relationship of pelvic veins with other conditions, how to clinically sort pelvic venous pain from other types of chronic pelvic pain. We're going to learn about imaging, we're going to learn about gynecologist's opinion, interventional radiology opinion, but most exciting, I think, is the broader picture of how these veins fit into multi-systemic disease states.
At BD, we really value our relationship with CIRSE. From BD's perspective, it's the R&D piece, it's the communication aspect. So an event like this for us, yes, it's a great communication platform, but our partnership with CIRSE goes way beyond this event. It's a partnership in terms of sharing information and working on key challenges together. BD is very well established in the peripheral vascular disease arena, portfolio-wise, as well as renal interventions. So our focus right now is more in the venous space, and then also oncology. So interventional oncology is a major focus for us, where we believe we can drive a lot of change to serve patients.
The partnership between Siemens Healthineers, Varian, and CIRSE is a critical relationship. This conference, the CIRSE conference, has a global reach. We have so many of our friends from Asia Pacific. We have so many of our friends from Africa, the United States, and importantly, all over Europe that come together for this meeting. And this meeting allows us to really gather insights from the entire globe, and that's critical for a global company like we are. And to partner together is absolutely a critical part of all of our efforts to bring more people the benefits of interventional radiology.